I haven't posted in a while. And my last devlog was over a year ago. And this is a game development channel, so I should make a new one. But yeah, I know what you're thinking. Amazing builds, you've never had an idea in your life. Well, that's when we can use our good friend plagiarism. I've recently been playing a lot of Ultra Kill, and, you know, as Isaac Newton Washington IV said, shooting fun. I'm gonna steal that. So I hit up some of my friends who totally subscribed to, and we came up with an idea. So here's the main idea of the game. You wake up in a facility along other side robots, who are being put against each other to see who would be the best in war. All the robots have colors. You are green, but there's also purple, red, blue, and yellow. All the robots are given a grapple gun, a parkour, and a pistol as one of their weapons, or something other than pistol, like swords or machine guns. All these robots are then put against each other in parkour to see who can do parkour the best, but the twist is later they're put into a fight to the death, and the last one standing will win. Luckily, you find a vent to escape from the fight where you can die, and now you have to survive in the facility. There will be robots sent against you by the company in the facility to try to stop you, but luckily they are very weak and it's very easy. The boss fights are gonna be the other robots that you escaped from earlier. Whenever you kill one of them, you take one of their arms that have a weapon and attach it to yourself to grow stronger. You have to keep fighting until you find the exit to the facility. I started off by making a simple player controller in Unreal where you could slide and shoot and grapple, and whenever you shot, your ammo counter would go down and there was an explosion wherever you shot, and you could reload with the spinny. This player controller was honestly so fun to play with that I spent most of my time just messing around with movements and parkour. I know that this is supposed to be a story game, but even with the game's story, a multiplayer mode would kind of fit and be cool. And it's honestly, I think it'd be easier than trying to make a full story mode. So we'll start with that. Here is my first attempt at making multiplayer. You can't see any other player's guns spinning, you can't see the animations, you can't see their the grapple cable, the other player's grapple force did not work, and you can see them there looking up and down, so this was a lot of things I had to fix. And whatever this is. And for some reason the grapple point wouldn't work once I finally showed it in multiplayer. But I finally figured it out. I set up whole other systems for multiplayer versions of actions, and the grapple point variable was missing from the multiplayer version. So I just added it back in and it worked. And I realized that the cable was going straight instead of going up or down whenever the player is moving. This is because when the raycast is shot, the other player in the server is always looking straight, so we had to make the camera move up and down when the player looks up and down. So I started programming and hoped and prayed that it worked. And it did work, because now you can see the other player's gun looking up and down. I also made it so both players could successfully grapple, and explosions will hit other players and they can see the explosions. Then I set up a better, not final, but better view model for other players to see. I attached the third person gun to the hand of the character, and then made it so that only other people can see the character and the second gun. And I set up some looking up and down animations. And here it is in game. The movements of looking up and down are completely natural and realistic. Then I added crosshair and a sound effect for when you grapple to make the game feel even better. You can also now see other people's guns spinning when they reload. But wait, I need a title for the game. I was thinking something like Blood and Gears because there's gears, blood, and that sounds kind of awesome. Then I started working on adding a map for multiplayer and name tags. And I finally got it working, so here's the result of the name tags. Then I worked some more on making the multiplayer map. And this multiplayer map is actually really fun to play around in. I added some secret vent areas so that you can sneak around the map. Then I discovered for some reason the client player was not able to slide with continuous movement or the collision updating to make the player lower to the ground. So I fixed it with some new events that are broadcast on the server, and the second player is now able to slide. Because it's like the saying goes, if you can't slide, you're useless. And I can't slide. Now, we have a problem. It's like somebody probably says, why have a gun if it doesn't do anything? So I started working on adding a health bar. And then after 15 minutes of banging my head against the keyboard trying to figure out how to do this one mechanic, the health bar will now turn more red the lower your health is. And in my opinion, that's very good, you know, very, very triple. Then I added ragdoll on death, and whenever your health is at 0 and you can't do anything after you die. And it hides all your guns and stuff. Then I added a death screen and some other things to add when someone dies, so this is multiplayer so far. There is a bug where if you shoot somebody too fast, you'll do more damage, but we're gonna call that a feature.